Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. My apologies, you guys, for being a bit tardy. You know, yeah. Okay, so this video, we're going to be talking about friendship. I know, kind of corny, kind of boring, kind of lame, not as exciting as, going at divestors or speaking about just pearly things for the 1 zillionth time. Um, right? Or our black bread tube, but friendship, right? And how important it is, and how a lack of it is actually bringing about some of the worst in human beings. Um, and loneliness. So we're gonna speak about friendship, and I'm gonna actually tie this into a bit of people, feeling lonely, right? Because well, your intimate life has gone to crap, and obviously what we're seeing now is that that has extended to men and women's friendship. Now much of the hoopla has been about men and their isolation, and them not having friends, and them not having intimate partners. But we're also not speaking about how this is also having a adverse effect on women, right? Yeah, adverse effect on women. um yeah, I lay this at the feet of many things. Us not socializing our young people to be friends and be good friends, the atomization of society, right, of Western world in particular, which, and one of my favorite things to blame for a lot of things, capitalism, that part too, neoliberalism in particular, form of capitalism, and the commodification of everything and putting a price tag on everything flies in the face of your friendships, because you know what? Your friends are supposed to be your friends no matter your status in life and your money, right? Your friends are supposed to be your friends through thick and thin. It's not supposed to be a quid pro quo type of thing. And guess what that means? That means it's not always supposed to be beneficial to you financially. Yeah, and capitalism is always what's beneficial to you financially. And so when you live in a society that's increasingly financialized everything about relationship, then guess what that means? Guess what that means for your marriage? Guess what that means for your friendships? Yikes, right? So, I came across, I'm subscribed to Big Think. They have some very interesting people and thinkers and movers and shakers, and this one just so happened to have Richard Reeves, but I've been subscribed to him for forever. And this one was about friendship, and you know men going from, you know 45% of them would go to a friend if they were in need in the past, to now it's 22%. And these young men would more likely go to their parent than a friend. And it also spoke of how um men's friendship rate declined. It's just, really good numbers that Richard Reeves showed. It also showed that women really got felt a really big hit in their friendship level post COVID. Come to find out that women more than men need that actual physical presence of a friend, right? Where men could be friends with people across distances over, this is why you see so many of us are friends online and we've never met. We're all across the country and yet we would consider ourselves friends, where women not so much. Yeah. And this matters, right? And I really do put this at the feet of this particular economic paradigm that we're living in, right? Because friends and loved ones get in the way of making money, and they've made it really hard to make money, right? They've made it really hard to make money, right? And if you make it really hard to make money, and more people are striving to make money, not only that, people are so afraid for their children that they're putting the good parents are putting extra time in to make sure their kid knows everything, so that the kid could come out here at 18 and 24 years old, after high school, after college, if there is even a after college, right? And be so kick ass that they're overdoing their working, and then they're overdoing parenting. And what time do you have for friends, right? You know, and what we find is that not having close friends has an adverse effect on your health, right? And that's for men and for women. But we live in a society that encourages atomization and encourages you to have like these quid pro quo friendships that's really not friendships. Y'all are only around each other because y'all have the like mind on one thing. Or business relationships that we're calling friendships now. That's not a friendship. By definition, your friends are your friends regardless of your station in life. If you have a air quotes business relationship, that's not a friendship. You know? But this is the society we're currently living in. Right? And you know, so I watched this thing and I'm just thinking about how miserable this is. How do you live in an advanced society when you can communicate with people in so many different ways, right? Social media, telephone, all type of FaceTime, right? Just a text message. Like there's so many different ways we can communicate. There's so many different things that we could enjoy, like like when we're all in somebody's comment section on a live stream, right? We're interacting with each other in so many different ways, and then when it comes to friendship, that's where we don't know how to do this thing anymore, or our time is so consumed with making a living for ourselves, and for the we're part of the Black Manosphere, so being good boyfriends, good husbands, good fathers, that the friendship thing kind of goes to the wayside. Gender Warlord, that's why I said, what about your friends? Exactly. And Gender Warlord says TLC was spitting, right? And not just that, so Pimp C actually remixed it, and on his album that was released after his passing, there's a song with Pimp C, Nas, and Juicy J, and they remake. So Pimp C remixed the hook from TLC, "What About Your Friends," and so it's actually kind of a dope song. So I was thinking about that also when I put up the title. So it is a remix to TLC and Pimp C's "What About Your Friends," and yeah, and like yeah, what about your friends? You know, you know, and you can think about friends. How many of us have them? That song too. There's a couple of songs about friendship that come to mind, right? Because many of us don't. On the low, Mr. Z. That is the one thing in my life that I've been pretty good at since childhood is friends. Good friends, loyal friends, literally friends you can depend on, literally friends that will go to bat for you. Since I was a child, that is the one element of my life that has been pretty consistent. And if anyone was actually kind of flaky, it might have been me more than other people. That's one thing that I've been pretty good at having throughout life, right? Even up until now, I have ride or die friends, um, that I could call in case of emergency, that could call me, and everything from money related stuff to time to anything. I could call for, I remember hurricane season a few years ago. I called a friend short notice to help me put the shutters up on my mom's window, and he was there. Right? Right. So like, you know, that type of friendship, where the person don't even want to take money from you for helping them with something. Excuse me, I'm saying this wrong. The person doesn't even want to take money from you, and they helped you with something they didn't. There was no, short notice. They didn't need to, and they don't even want to take money from you. You got to damn near shove the money in their hand, right? And like I've been pretty good on that, but many of us haven't, and I think that affects our politics and the way we view the world, right? I think that's sometimes when you get this weird ass hyper individuality type thing from people because they feel like they had to go it alone, so screw everybody else, right? And they don't see the need in like movements and politics that consider other people other than just you, right? They don't see a world, like they can't conceptualize a world that's bigger than them, right? And I don't know if you could truly trust someone that doesn't know how to be a good partner, friend, spouse. We working on it, right? We working on it. But partner, friend, I don't know. Particularly friend, because that let me know that you don't necessarily know how to do things that may not be 100% in your self-interest, right? Because being a friend means that you don't do things that's in your self-interest all the time. And you look out for someone sometimes even if it might be at the detriment of you. Right? And so I don't know if we socialize our young people to be friends and to have friends and to really know what friendship is. Right? And to value friendship, good friends. We're not talking about people that put you in harm's way. We're not talking about that, right? We're talking about people that can be an asset, but maybe not in the most overt ways, right? Even the friend that's the comedian of the group, right? That person's an asset because that's the person that lifts people's spirits, right? And they bring something that may not seem tangible to the group. The person that's the random facts guy, that's more Mr. Z. Mr. Z is the random facts guy in his friend circle. Just know random stuff about random stuff. And every once in a while, that actually proves to be an asset, right? The strong man, right? The person that's willing to help, right? And he can actually lift something. Or the handyman of the group. And he gets off tinkering with stuff and working on stuff, and he'll help you out. And all you got to do is buy a case of beer, and y'all good to go. And he'll get off on the conversation while he helps you work, right? Or help you with something. I literally have friends with like that, right? You pass them a $20 bill, or you just buy them something to drink, and they're good to go, and they don't want anything else, right? I have friends, I'll be like, damn, bro, I need to change my brakes. And I'll let it go, and then they'll press me about it 2 and 3 days later, and you still need your brakes changed? Friend, like this, I don't know how many of us have actually had this conversation. I kind of feel weird about it, kind of going into this territory, but it is needed. And I'm lucky to have real friends and friends online. Right? And the friends are not always about, you don't coalesce around negativity, right? Because I would be in this space even if, and most definitely, and notice, it's not, for me, it's not always about talking about how garbage the women are, right? And so I do think these things are important. Friendship's important. It brings a lot of important intangibles, right? We speak about the tangibles a lot, particularly in the Black manosphere, and I understand why, because we might OD on the intangibles in the overall Black community, right? But there are intangibles that are important also. Friendship being one of them. And actually, you could argue that friendship is important and is a tangible because it affects your health. Not having friends affects your health. And not having friends that you might be able to cry in front of affects your health. If you don't have a group of people that you can be vulnerable in front of outside of your immediate family, because everybody says family. Well, some of us ain't that close to our family. And your friends become your family. And if you can't be vulnerable in front of your boys, then I don't know who you can be vulnerable around. Right? This is important. Like, this is important. Right? And I just thought today would be a good day, starting the Monday off, right? First Monday of the month, right? Started off by speaking about this, especially as Black men, part of the Black manosphere, Black men, talking about Black men and Black men issues. Thought it would be important to speak about friendship, you know, and get you some if you don't have any. You know how you get you some friends? Don't be an a-hole. And by the way, a-hole friends are needed in the friend circle too. The friend that tells you get your ish together, hopefully all the friends in the friend circle tell each other to get their ish together at one point or another. If you don't got that friend, if you don't have that friend, or if all of you are not that friend in the friend circle, I don't know if y'all really friends. Right? And sometimes being a friend also means checking you about your lady. Right? Oh, Mr. Z, did you just say that? Yeah. That means that sometime one of the friends is going to be like, hey, bro, you actually got a good thing over there. I remember Snoop giving this story, Snoop Dogg giving this story about a partner of his telling him, hey, man, focus on that woman right there. That one is a good one. You know who that partner was? And you know who that woman was? It was Puck telling Snoop to focus on his wife before his wife was his wife. 30 years later, right? You know? And y'all remember Snoop went through what he went through with his wife, and they separated for a while, and now he came back, and Snoop could have been with any woman. This is freaking Snoop Dogg. Right? So friendship is I remember there's a song where Cameron was saying, Jimmy, I'm gonna get you out. What he said, 458. He said, I'm gonna pretty much get you out of the hood that we live in. And he's talking about Jim Jones. Cameron is talking about Jim Jones. This is before anyone even knew who Jim Jones was. Fast forward, Cameron put Jim Jones on. Jim Jones put his wife on. His wife has that whole series, the Love and Hip Hop series. All of that from a friend that cared about another friend. You know? There you go. A friend that cared about another friend, and you get here. I'll put you on so well that you put your wife on, and people don't even know how to tie the line all the way back to me. Right? There's so many stories like this that we have. Like, whoever, from my understanding, y'all tell me if I'm wrong about this story. How Big Sean met Kanye. Big Sean's friend called him and told him, "Hey, Kanye's at the studio right now." Big Sean, hurry up, ran over there and started freestyling for Kanye, and that's how Big Sean got put on. Whoever that friend is, I hope Big Sean's still looking out for that friend. if that story's true. You see, a phone call just made you a millionaire, just like that. You know, literally, a phone call from a person that cares about you enough to, hey, come at the studio. Did he know you were going to become a millionaire? And this man just made you a millionaire, right? This is why you cherish real friends, real friendships. And I think that story's true, but you know, and there's stories like that all over Hollywood, all over the industry, and even in our personal lives. It's a friend that puts you, most of the jobs people are getting are off of nepotism. By the way, nepotism is not only family related, it's friends related. It just means that so it's a person putting you on when it comes to work, right? How many of us are getting in the door, right? Maybe you're not keeping the job because of your ties to whoever, but you at least knew about it or you got in the door because of someone, right? I can honestly say that, my elevation at work is because of my work ethic, but also because of my rapport with my coworkers, right? And I can build that rapport with them because I know how to be a friend. Some people, you ever see people that are insufferable and then they mad at the world that they don't have no friends? Of course, you don't got no friends. You don't got no friends. You don't got no loved one. You're insufferable. I would tell your mama don't even like you, but that might be too mean, right? And you ever hear people that's like, "No, I don't really got no friends." Oh, you don't got no friends? You don't have any friends, my guy, right? Or you hear women, "Oh, I don't got no friends." Yeah, dear women, if you don't have any friends, that would probably also explain why you don't got no goddamn man. You're probably a mean, horrible person. That's why you got no friends and you don't have no man. You don't have no man and no friends, and you and your mom are always in and out of whatever the hell y'all call what y'all got going on over there. And that's probably why you don't get along with your siblings either. You're an insufferable person, right? You know, and I just wanted to come into and speak to y'all about this today. You know, this was a really good piece from Big Think. Richard Reeves, always coming in with the number and the data. Obviously, you're a researcher. Um, and I'm gonna cover more of these kind of like offshoot think pieces that I think tie in, or that I feel as if tie in. And Sheet is here, so I just said feel right, but that I think and feel tie into the Black Manosphere and just conversations that I think need to be had. That's more than just speaking about our intimate relationships with Black women, right? Charles said, "Damn it, now he's attacking me." No, I'm not. Right? Because everybody plays their role in the friend circle, right? And I really mean it. I don't know if you can, if you are not a good friend, I don't know if you can be, I don't know if you can be a good partner if you're not a good friend. And then I don't know if you could be a good intimate partner, lover, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife if you're not a good friend. I don't know if you can. I think if you can't be a good friend, you can't be a good none of that. Right? Now, I don't know how other people are going to perceive this, but once again, and I think if you're a selfish a-hole, I don't think you could be a good friend. And if you can't be a good friend, then once again, you can't be a good partner. And then once again, you can't be a good, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, and intimate, person. And then extending that, can you even be a good parent? Right? At least people with money, they could just, try to wash them and use money as the answer to everything. But if you're an everyday 9 to 5, regular person, I don't know, you know, at least if you're a horrible parent, but you're rich, then you could just paper over everything with dollar bills. But, you know, and it's interesting, post COVID, a whole lot of things got exposed. A lot of people thought they had friends they didn't really have, right? How many of it? Let's go back. Let's rewind. Let's rewind to the Trayvon Martin trial, right? Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman. How many of y'all thought y'all had white friends? You realize you ain't have a friend. How many of y'all thought y'all had a friend and then you realize you didn't have a friend? All right. Some of the rhetoric coming from some of your coworkers during Trump's election, during the election cycle of 2016. How many of y'all thought y'all had a white friend or a non-black friend and y'all didn't really have a friend? Right. And then how many of y'all, and how many of us, I'm not even gonna say y'all, how many of us use the term friend way too loosely? Because I've been around people that use the term friend way too loosely. Met somebody, chill with them one time at a dinner party, and now you just throw it around. Oh yeah, my friend. Or you met this person 2 or 3 times, and this person's a friend now. Like, you don't know anything about this person. Person might even have looked out for you once or twice. Like, but does that make them a friend? Ooh. Right? I don't know about that. Right? It's weird. That's the one thing. I throwing the term friend around too loosely. See, that's the thing. Yeah. I think it cheapens the word friend. Right? Because I can, like, and then where's your barometer on friendship depending on the situation, right? Like, I've had people online share my content randomly, shout me out randomly, right? Donate randomly. Like, my barometer online, okay, this is looking like a friend. There was no need to shout me out. Okay, cool, thank you. Right? It's not really skin off their back, but for an online situation, okay. Where's my barometer for real life? My barometer for real life is a little different. This person take time out of their day to look out, call me randomly, I call them randomly, we shoot the breeze, we make fun of each other. I have friends right now. It's a race to see who can get the joke out first. If I call him right now, it's a race to see who's going to get the joke out first to insult each other. It's a who's gonna say it first, right? But this is a real friend. This is a person that has looked out for me. I've looked out for, right? These are real friends. So my barometer for the real friendship is a little different. For it's so crazy saying in real life, but in real life friendship. Thank you, D. Scott. And exactly. And D. Scott says friendships have to be forged and pressure tested to test the bond. Exactly. Exactly. And then there's people that are around you for the time being, right? Y'all are air quotes friends because this situation that you both find yourselves in, right? So there's college friends. There's people that start their friendships in college and y'all are still friends 20, 30 years later, right? But then there's people that y'all are only air quotes friends during college. And then 3, 4 years after college, you don't know that person like that no more. Y'all don't talk to each other, none of it. Right? And let's be honest, y'all done smoked together, y'all done passed on the same girl. Right? Y'all were friends in college. After college, not so much. Exactly, Trell. And Trell says, friends for a reason or for a season. Friends for a season, right? And can you call that real friendship? I think you could call that real friendship, but it's a seasonal friendship, right? What they call them, fair weather friends, fair weather friends, just like fair weather fans, right? Fans for a team while the team's winning, while the team has a good season, but you don't hear from them when their team is doing not so well, right? There's no reason for me to belabor the point too much today. I just want to come to you this morning with this kind of talk about friendship, um, and I wanted to tie that to loneliness a little bit. And like, yeah, people. I know we're having a crisis of men and women. And let's be honest, most of y'all ain't notice something. Men got friends going back decades, real friends going back decades. Check if your daughter got friends for your daughters that's in their 30s and 40s. Check if your daughter got friends going back 2, 3 decades. Now you see why she can't keep a man. She can't even keep a friend. What was I watching? And a brother was saying like, you don't even got a good relationship with your mother. I know you're not going to be a good partner. She was like, no, you can't judge it off of that. And yes, you can. Now I know some of us, our parents in and out, especially as you become adults and we all then called our parents out about their BS when we get older, right? So yes, but you don't got no friends and your relationship with your parents ain't all that. Your relationship with your siblings isn't all that. We can't expect you to be good with men, and for some of the brothers, be good with women. You can't even keep friends. So if you come across too many women and they're like, oh, I don't like bees. I don't have too many girlfriends. And that's a good and bad thing. I don't keep too many women around. That's a good and bad thing. I don't want you poisoned by other women, but at the same time, that speaks to something. You don't got no home girlfriends. Ugh, you don't got no friends, probably mean you got a really good person, right? And if you can't be somewhat loyal to your friends, I already know you're gonna suck at a relationship, an intimate relationship, right? So, coming to a close, I just want to get this off this morning, our first Monday, right, of the month, and I think this was important to speak about friendship, fostering friends, keeping friends, knowing how to be a friend, being selfless. Let me say it again: selfless, the selfless part of friendship, right? And can you truly blame the world or blame the opposite sex that you can't keep a man or a woman when you can't even keep a friend? And then we could go into that. Why are your friends your friends? What are y'all friends for exactly? I said about being selfless. Are y'all friends just because y'all both it's on some BS, right? Are y'all friends just because y'all like smoking? Are y'all friends just because y'all like clubbing, right? It's something to think about. And if you only have online friends, once again, are you really a good person, right? Now I understand. Obviously, there's some caveats to that. Some of us, we do have friends, but like some of the truckers, you're on the road for how often out of the year? It kind of strains your friendships, strains your relationships, even your intimate relationships, right? That's understandable. But for those of us regular 9 to 5 people, there's things that's getting in the way of our friendships. True indeed. Like I said earlier, the work schedule and being a parent. I can only imagine being a parent on top of a crazy work schedule. I know that got to be crazy. But a lot of us don't really have an excuse outside of that. You don't have a friend because you're insufferable. You don't have close friends because you're insufferable. And for some, and always, I'm always solo dolo, and I do stuff by myself, rugged individuality, and yeah, that no, it's not a thing. Stop it. Human beings are social creatures. We're literally designed to be social creatures. We literally developed a way of communicating, language speaking, because we're social creatures. There's social cues, there's facial expressions, there's the way we speak, there's the way we act. All of these things are because we're social creatures. So if you tell me you don't got no friends, goddamn, are you even human? You know. And once again, you know, now that we're having more conversation about friendship, you could see how all of these things, you know, all of these things are suffering under the boot of commodification of everything in our society, the financialization of everything in our society, your intimate lives with a significant other, your friendships, once again, childbearing and child rearing. This is me getting in my kind of lefty bag, yes, critiquing the ravages of capitalism, and friendship is one of them. Can't have too many friends when you're chasing after money all day, every day, especially friends that do not further that pursuit of money, which I will never say is not important. That's not the message Mr. Z is here to forward today, right? I'm not here to forward the money's not important. I'm just saying how many things are we gonna have to sacrifice for the paper chase? That is the question. you know. And so on that note, I know I've said that like 3 or 4 times. Where's better you when you need them? We'll end it here. Y'all go call and talk to y'all friends. Um, I literally was on the phone with one of my friends earlier. Before I got online with you guys. So make sure your friends know you love them, brothers and sisters, right? Homegirls and homeboys, and because when I'm guessing, right? I'm still in my mid 30s and I have no children. Um, I'm guessing when you're old and your children are out the house and your wife is tired of seeing your ugly mug, right? You're gonna have to go chill with your friends, right? And D Scott, you feel me? Me find me. Exactly. It'd be a crazy. People be sounding crazy, and they think it sounds like like it's something to be proud of. That you all about you, right? It's weird. It's weird. You know, me find me. Yeah, you're in a fraternity of yourself. How many chapters do you have? No, it's just me. How many members of it? It's just me, right? Weird. And I always find that weird when people talk about like not needing friends or not, you know. Yes, sometimes clearly, sometimes you just want to be by yourself and chill out, right? Yes, go to the mall by yourself or go walking by yourself, go shopping by. Yeah, we all need some alone time, but people be getting sounding weird as hell. And the inner lefty in me is like, y'all walking right into the capitalist plot of having them right where they want us. Atomized, by yourself, solo dolo, thinking you a shark, you really a guppy, and these damn capitalist sharks gonna eat your ass fuck alive. Damn, I almost slipped up and lost my religion this morning. Eat you alive. You have no backing nowhere. Right? And that's a bad look. Atomized people, no friends, no spouses, no children. Mess around, you were the only child, so no like maybe relatives, right? But you do single children for 2, 3 generations with relatives, right? So I'm asking us to do both. You yourself not be insufferable, right? Be a good friend to a good friend, is what I'm saying. You know. And on that note, D Scott killed me with the me find me. I've heard me find me before, but it's always funny when I read it. It really is like, you know. And on that note, let's close out for real. Got things to do. Um, y'all go be a friend to a friend, right? And I do see this online space as a brotherhood. Um, and I think it's important that we establish to people that we are trying to get things accomplished for young men so that they could be friends to friends, be good friends to friends, be great lovers and partners to good women, deserving women, right? It's not just a he-man woman hater club over here, right? And friendship actually helps us produce better men because those better men want to see their friends be better men, right? Good men give other good men advice. Good men look out for other men. They look out for good men, other good men. They look out for men with potential, and they help men that don't have potential develop potential. and then live that potential out. Friends look out for other people and they're selfless about it. And that selflessness carries on into their intimate relationships, into them being a parent, into them being a good citizen. That same selflessness from your friend is the same selflessness that helped him help this lady with her car, right? Help this guy pick himself up after he done tripped over something. Help the old lady cross the street. That's all that's all the same energy. I'm also asking parents to raise their children to be good friends. Don't be dumb friends. I'm not trying to tell you to hold drugs for your friends, but learn how to be good friends. Because if you're raising your child not to be a good friend, I don't know if they'll be a good partner. They'll be raising a-hole children and wonder why your children ain't married at 35, 40, 45? Ugh. Right? And on that note, okay, let's end it for real. Love, peace, and chicken grease. I'll pause right here. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, right? And go be a friend to some brothers online, right? Go support other Black Manosphere content. And Mr. Z out. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. All right, everybody.